Good evening, folks. It's 2317 on the 6th day, 5th month, 2022. Oh my, I don't like what I'm pointing at right here. I'm just going to go right to it. This is an incredibly large amount of rain slated to fall within the next 10 days over this area. A little bit of a different kind of hold the line going on here. This whole bowl-shaped area here, this old, what they call a caldera, is really got a lot of runoff going into this river, and then in this area is absolutely going to be flooded. There's not a doubt in my mind that even within this day here, the totals for the 5-day channeled all into this one valley is going to cause a devastating flood of a Lismore type event. Lismore, I don't see you really having all the conditions leading up to the same type rain that I'm seeing here. However, you are not out of the woods, and I'll show you why. I'm showing you here some of the worst areas that are going to be affected. Like, I've always looked at this as a head. So, over here by the nose and the mouth, all this channels into this creek, right? Eyebrow channels into here, right? It's just kind of my imaginarium sees that, right? And it all flows into here. There's nowhere else for the water to go but here. So when you see in an amount like this, go to that, all this is already swollen. Over the next 3 days, you're getting this. This is not a little bit of rain on any given time. Any given time. There's a report of a big tongue of cold airs come up. And I think I'd heard the word frost mentioned, but I'm not 100% sure. But I know it got cold last night. So I said I would show the temperatures currently in this area. But the tongue of cold air is mostly up high. It's not really... Hang on just a minute, I'm to change. It's not cold enough to be that. So if you've had a cold experience like that, it makes me wonder if there was a deployment of some kind of catalyst that was cold when it catalyzed clouds. That's a lot warmer. So just checking. Yeah, you see Melbourne Chem in the corner. I'm going to show you something. I'm watching this setup. You guys are getting an incredible amount of rain. I'm going to go right back to the accumulations again, because this seems to be what's concerning people most. Townsville, again, my forecast has extremely been accurate, but like I said before, it's coming further south. Right, I said before Rockhampton. Well, I'm correct. And it's an incredible amount of rain for you there as well. I'm not cutting you short, Townsville. Hang on, watch this. You ain't going to want to see it. It's the same amount. But you don't have the same setup with the bowl shape, so that's why I mentioned the Brisbane area for 100 kilometers north and south of the city. Some of these pockets they're calling for, I don't agree with. In all fairness, this mass should nearly come over in a line. I don't see how it's got pocket unless there's some big cells of stuff out here that's going to come in. That's my only explanation for this rain total that I'm seeing over 5 days. That's inundation. This is I jokingly told a friend of mine that lives in this area here to build an ark. I was not kidding. This is a 10-day total. 5-day total, squanto. 5 days after that, boom. Big range. Talking 210. Not quite. 194. That's a lot of rain. That ain't just as sprinkles outside your house. And this line not coming through here is a big, I don't understand yet how this plan is going to roll out. Is it going to be a tongue of cold air and warm air here that pins all that there? This is where I'm disagreeing with the plan. How is this coming here and not here? Right? I don't understand this at all. And I'm watching this very closely. They've slowly been inching this line towards you, Lismore. And I did say you would. I didn't understand how you weren't going to flood. Because you got these four rivers here, right? Look where they're going. Look where it all goes. And then look where it goes. Right here. Again. Byron, I told you a day or so ago, that's it. Fucked. And if I use those words to defend you, I'm sorry. I feel we're being done over by this system. These are incredibly high amounts of rain scheduled for this area. I called out Kyogo too as well before the other day because of how the rivers run. Your bottomlands are fucked again. Nimbin, I'm sorry. That bottom area, you'll help your neighbor now. That's steady rains, though. Steady rains. Your creeks have had enough. They've already had enough. And I'm not... I wish there was something that showed me the stages of the rivers here and how high they are. So some reports from you folks to me would be very helpful in that. Even over the next 3 days. This is a very heavy band. You guys' rivers are going to be full. This is going to be bad. I'm disagreeing with the weather plan. Fuck. They wouldn't dare. You know, I gotta say this. I'm gonna show something. And it's something I'm noticing and I'm not liking it. It's a pattern I'm noticing. Every weekend, the people come over here to go to this government house. They have a terrible storm. Right? Let me go over here. Go a week ahead. Raining. Big storms for Friday when you're traveling along these coastal roads. Right, look at this up here. This plan. Bundaberg. That's a big cell that's going to come through and it's going to drop that much rain on you in 3 hours. Have you been warned about this yet on your weekend? You know, off it goes. Off Harvey Bay. Anybody going out there to that island, man, can expect 3 hours. A very, how long is it going to last? It'll probably be a fast-moving cell for about an hour. But boy, she's going to dump some water on Agnes Water over here. Going to be well named. Right? Oh, over a lake. Oh, isn't that convenient for people that bottle water? Yeah, I went there. Get to the realm of the rabbit hole now. I'm noticing a pattern. How come it's raining out every weekend? Why are you flooding my folks? Why are you getting Goldie in this whole area where the activists have to go to talk to speak? To have their chance to speak on a Sunday and a Saturday on a weekend. I'm going there. So I'm going to run you the whole weather plan for the week. And this gives me a minute to have a sip of my water. Wow, that's some heavy lighting. Now I'm going to do the watchings with you. Look at how electric this is. Let's look up the whole coast. Sorry about that there, Mackay. You're actually quite relevant in this. It's very electrical through here. As these tendrils connect, they're backfilling. Boom. So that's the only explanation for the jump up with the clouds that I'll accept is electrical plasma. But look at the lightning. See how fat those things are on the graph? That tells you it's going to be much heavier. So you might set some new records there, Townsville, and some lightning. I say it's quite possible. Because I've already seen the chemicals. Bundaberg. Copping it. There you go, Sunday night, man. That's some heavy stuff coming through. This is the weather plan. This is what they plan to do to you. This is geoengineering, owning your weather. How else could they, people that can't even tell you if it's going to rain tomorrow, tell you what it's going to do in 10 days? Look at that. That's a storm coming through. My goodness. It's taking a dump. Look at that. Coming through Brisbane proper. Thanks for the support, folks. I got another month app. Really, for the price of what Shillings gets from one person, I get an app to show you guys the guilt for the year. Thank you very much. How's the pressures looking? We haven't had a quick peek. I'm gonna have to. That's how I roll. This is a nonsense storm. Even the borderline for all this is up here. Look at this. You're right in the middle of a high. Ah, this is ridiculous. The only thing fueling this storm now is the bubble up of this low. Bloop, bloop. But it's well in the high by then. This is a nonsense storm. They're going to be fighting, these two. Bloop, 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 bloop. Back and forth. This is higher than this one. This creates more of a shove on that one. But this will also want to bloop into this one because it's a little bit lower. And into this one a little bit more. That's why that shape's a little higher down there. Cha-cha, looks like you're going to have a little bit of action. Fiji looking a little clearer. That's atmospheric pressure lines running right through here. And this is why y'all are copping it the most early on. Come next week, they say this pressure battle has the... Where's the 14? Coming right across the middle. See, that last one had storms forming on this line here. Right? That's why I'm not understanding it. See what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. Oh, they got a 10-10 low. So they could call that a low formed. 114. 1014 is what it is at sea level atmosphere. That's not all that low. Not low enough to be doing all that. So when they hit that beam that I showed you yesterday, it did back the moisture up, and like I said, it's all coming from up here. How do I know these things? Because I showed you. I actually don't have that pulled up right now. It might take a moment to load, but I'll be happy to show you the nothing. You know that beam that was on there yesterday? It's gone. Even when I hit the 72 hour. My God, that's a heavy cell. Caldwell. My God. What your streets look like? Ooh. What is it? Amityville Horror go? Get out. If you're down here, get out. Get out, get out. This is bad. But that's Monday. My time. Like if you look at that time and say that date, you're gonna have missed it by 10 hours. So that's really Tuesday at about 3 a.m. Oh, it's coming through at night. Oh man. Raging rivers, man. I imagine these have had all they can handle. All they can handle. A lot of lightning. Unplug your electricals. It's coming in this way. So that's going to be sustained. Not good, folks. Not good at all. That's going to be there for a while. Jesus. You poor folks. I tell you to get out. There is nowhere for him to go. You can't put him in a boat out here even to be safe. I said somebody build an ark. I mean, that's such a bad idea. That's alright. Camp FEMA got one for you. I'm sure they got some housing in that Brisbane camp ready to roll. It's not going to be a conspiracy when they offer you that housing we said they got. Oh my. I don't agree with this. Fill in that patch there and call it this color. I disagree with the weather plan. I just do. I'm not a big fan of this weather plan. Anyways, I'm going to take you over to the sat viewer now. Gee, look. You see how this... Look at the shape of this, right? Where's their plan for the heaviest rain? What are they showing here? Same thing like yesterday. Where the heaviest rain is the heaviest chem. The rains over your plains are caused mainly by the plains. I'm going to roll this now. Because, man, you're copping it. Melbourne, what I saw go through earlier from you. Look at the square form here. Bzzz. chem bomb going off. Boom, reversed in the flow. Watch it come this direction. See it? Slower. Boom, that thing took a left turn straight off. Those are chem bombs going off right here in the feed. You ain't gonna stop it. Chem bombs over Seymour, Mount Hotham. Oz is for sale and sale. Melbourne. You're copping it. Look at the square over Bendigo. Bada ding dang dong. Bend the dingle over. Oh my God. Is that more of a square? Somebody on the ground get a picture of that for me, please. That's the classic. Look at the chem bomb going off over the top of it. Chem bombs suck. They're owning your weather. They're causing your floods. Look at all this mix coming through this line here towards Tweeds. This is sickness mix. I have been covering this for years. I even came to Australia all along here and told you all about this. I predicted the last big floods of Lismore in 2016. I did. Terrible what they've been doing with the weather for years. Something came along in a line and deployed something. Boom, 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 went the plumes over the top of you. Stone and Gladstone over here with some, what in the hell is that off the coast there? Hey, my friend, I remembered to change the color of the cursor for you, so you won't be cursing me. My God, look at that plumes off the coast here. I hope it'll go focused up. Nah, it's all bleary. You know, they want all this money for better weather forecasts. They can't even give me a freaking HD image of a cloud. When you could give me an HD image of this close up, yeah, maybe they can have some more money for the 27 new NextRad radars that they installed that you guys don't know much about. Because they're not showing on your feed, but I see their work. Bzzz, square, square, square. Happy New Year! That ain't an old lang syne going up over there. And that ain't somebody writing an E in the sky for excellent. Fucking hell. Right in the same shape as that. Watch the chem line. Look. It's all out there. Here's the still image. Oh, my heart be still one day. One day I'm going to come on here and I'm not going to see any of this. I'm going to show you the clearest, bluest ocean. I'm going to show you green trees. Instead of the burnt out areas that I seen left over from the fire season, which are turning green only from scrubs and little things growing. Bzzz, Port McCreary, Newcastle. They're exceedingly guilty. I showed you their device the other day. Now I'll give you a little tour around. Guilty grafting, always frying people up. As far as the National Weather Loop goes, they don't show you much. I mean, it's just like you threw rice down a piece of paper and here, take a picture of it. Well, you got beams coming out here. Bzzz. See it? From the redone in 219 Marburg. And they put another one in. Should be installed by 22-23. Yeah, I know. Getting fried. Yeah, that storms always just sit in one spot when all the storms are moving. Yeah, this will always just make a cloud like that. Guilty grafting. He's frying up this way and it isn't lining up with this. Right? So you got other devices out there that are doing this. I've seen the trucks. And they do have trucks with mobile radar on. Mobile NextRad. So, like I said, you ain't going to learn too much from looking at that. It's like the doo-doo feed. So at least this I can see the clouds moving, and I got other ways to see the EMF. They pretty much blanked out your weather radar completely. There's like nothing showing. Is there no rain at all here in Australia? And or has Australia removed Windy's permission to show their radars? Because that happens. When your weather's owned, the data about your weather can be owned just as quickly.
So there's really nothing to see here, folks. Move along. So according to this, there's no rain. Right, the whole time. Right, that's an hour. No rain. So I would say that something's flawed going on here. So I'm gonna kick back off Windy. I'm gonna and bid you guys adieu. That's your forecast for tonight. It's still accurate from the other day. You guys are going to cop it. Look at all that chem. That chem's always in a line where it's going to rain. Shh. Y'all ain't fooling me. Big love, people. Peace. Stay safe.